Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is Torn Down the Middle, Chapter 14, and this one is titled Getting Hot in the Nurse's Office. Bakugou was too stunned to speak and just stayed in his position on the gym mats. What the hell just happened? He thought as his mind went back over the events that just transpired. Why did you suddenly look so cute leaning over him like that? The way your hair fell across your eyes, with your lips slightly parted. He'd gotten a sudden urge to lean in and kiss you. His heart had been pounding that whole time. Why didn't you get off straight away when he told you to? Why did you linger? He sighed angrily. She's just a fake girlfriend. Don't get ahead of yourself. He chided internally. Do you need me to carry you, Yin? Todoroki asked as you hobbled beside him, his arm still wrapped around your waist, your arm slung across his shoulder. No, I'm fine. Thank you, Todoroki. You grimaced. Do you need a break? He asked softly as he halted and turned to you, your chest coming in contact with his, your arm still up around his neck as your proximity to him forced you to look up into his eyes. You gasped softly. The way he was looking down at you as he held you in his arms made your mouth run dry, and you quickly looked away. Oh my god, I'm so close, I could kiss him. We're almost at the nurse's office, he said softly. Can you keep going? You nodded and hobbled back a bit as he resumed his position by your side. Finally, you both arrived and he sat you down on the bed. The nurse wasn't there, so he looked around in some drawers for band-aids and bandages. Todoroki, you don't need to do this, you said apologetically. I'll just wait for the nurse. You've done enough already. I won't hear it, Yin. His gentle monotone voice replied. Let me take care of you. Your heart fluttered. He turned around with his array of medical supplies and walked over to you, placing them down on the bed beside you. Now, let me assess you, he said authoritatively. You looked down at the arm that was throbbing and saw a few bruises that had already started to come up. Man, I'm so soft. A bruise like a damn pear, you muttered, looking down at your legs that had been marked as well. Todoroki was completely confused and just cocked his head at you. You don't look anything like a pear, he stated. You laughed. It's a figure of speech, you said. He was still confused but accepted your answer and took your arm in his to inspect it. It was slightly swollen, and he activated his ice quirk and placed his hand on your arm to cool it down a little. You hissed softly through your teeth. It hurt, but at the same time felt nice. His touch was just something else. You were too busy looking at your arm that you didn't realise he was looking at your face. You glanced up at him, and your heart skipped a beat. He had his head down, but his eyes were looking up at you. The way his fringe fell across his eye made him look too damn sexy, and your breathing hitched. That feels really nice, you whispered out. Does it, Yin? He asked in a low, raspy tone, his eyes never leaving your face. You swallowed thickly. Uh-huh. Where else are you bruised? He asked, his eyes travelling down your body. You felt yourself heating up as his eyes roamed your form. I'm bruised everywhere, you said with a hollow chuckle. I bet I even have bruises on my thighs, even though I'm pretty sure nothing hit me there. You slid your high school skirt up slightly, and lo and behold, a lovely red mark that was the start of a bruise was staring back at you. See? You said with surprise. I didn't even know how that got there. Before you could stop him, Todoroki activated his right-hand ice quirk again and placed it on your thigh, halfway between your hip and your knee. You'd never been touched there by a guy before, and you jumped slightly. Sorry, is it too cold, Yin? Todoroki asked. You froze. No, you stuttered, a runtime error stamp covering your face. You look a little flustered, Yin. Are you okay? He asked, reaching out with his left hand and brushing your fringe out of the way. He's so close. The closer he gets, the harder it is for me to breathe. He leaned in slightly, his hand still on your bare thigh, with the other hand slightly caressing your face, his blue and grey eyes peering at you intently. Just then the nurse came in. What is going on in here? She barked. You two looked like you were about to kiss, or do something else. You jumped, but Todoroki remained calm. He told of the accident that happened, and how he had brought you here, but there was no ice pack, so he had to use his quirk. The nurse could tell that his actions were innocent, and she relaxed, taking over and assessing you herself. Yin, we'll be staying here, Todoroki. You may go back to class now. Thank you for your help, the nurse said as she started bandaging your ankle. Todoroki nodded and turned to leave. I'll visit you at lunch, Yin," he said before leaving. "Rest well." Yu nodded and looked at the nurse as he exited the room. "Is my ankle broken?" Yu asked. She laughed. "No, just a sprain. You'll be up and running again in no time." After bandaging you up and putting new band-aids on your cuts and grazes, she instructed you to lie down and rest, which you did gratefully. All the adrenaline from the morning's happenings had you sapped of energy, and you fell asleep instantly. Todoroki knocked softly on the door at lunchtime and slid the door open. The nurse wasn't there again, and you were sleeping peacefully, so he let himself in and walked over to the bedside. He smiled very softly as he looked down at your sleeping form, and you shifted slightly in your sleep, the necklace around your neck becoming visible and the ring just poking out of the top of your undershirt. Todoroki tilted his head as he looked at it. "That ring looks familiar," he thought. Ooh! Stay tuned for the next chapter, chapter 15, coming tomorrow. See you then!